I'm Joanne Williams with a Black Nouveau web exclusive. We're here at the Oriental Theater, where the 9th annual Milwaukee Film Festival will be screening many of its films. The festival runs from September 28th through October 12th. Here to talk about some of the films in the Black Lens strand of the festival is Geraud Blanks, co-programmer of the Black Lens series, which is in its 4th year. I didn't realize it's been 3 years and we're in number 4.
Yeah, it's time goes fast, you know.
And you've been involved all 4 years?
Oh yeah.
So here's some of the films in this year's festival in the Black Lens series. Let It Fall, Tell Them We're Rising, 72 Hours, Acorn in the Firestorm, Like Cotton Twines. It seems to me, from what I know of some of these films, that they're all very different.
Well, that's what we strive for, is diversity. Diversity is one of those words that people love to use, and I don't always feel like they truly understand what it means, right? It's not just jamming a whole bunch of different things together and hoping that it tastes good or it looks good or it feels good. Diversity is about having an idea, a design, right? And then finding different puzzle pieces that fit together but don't all look the same, right? And then trying to figure out how can we showcase the Black experience and all of its triumph and glory and pain and struggle in a way that is relevant to Black people, but also represents us and makes us feel proud.
So tell me about Let It Fall.
So Let It Fall is directed by John Ridley. John Ridley is the Academy Award-winning writer of 12 Years a Slave. He is also a Milwaukee native and a board member at Milwaukee Film. He made what I think is one of the best documentaries on the LA riots. I've seen it several times. It actually came here over the summer. We did a special screening. It was packed. There was overflow demand for it, so we brought it back. And we brought it back for a few reasons. One, there are a lot of people that have not seen it that need to see it, right? Two, it's John Ridley, right? It just kind of makes sense, right? But also because when we're talking about diversity, right? It's the 20th anniversary of Love Jones, but it's also the 20th anniversary of the LA riots, right? And so you can celebrate this anniversary about a movie about Black love and romance, while also, looking at this really major important incident and analyzing and reassessing that as well. And that's, when we talk about diversity in the program, that's what we're talking about.
Tell Them We Are Rising. What's that about?
So Tell Them We Are Rising is a documentary by Stanley Nelson, probably my favorite documentarian. Nelson is great. We've shown maybe 3 or 4 films from him. Last year, a couple years ago, he had a film about the Black Panthers that we showed. So this is a story about the origins of the historically Black college and university in America. And what I found to be really interesting about it was I had no idea how Black colleges got started, right? It's probably not what you think. And so that's what I really liked about this film is learning about the history, learning about how Black colleges and universities got started, why they were so important to African Americans post-slavery, post-Reconstruction, and the fight to keep them going, to keep them open, I think is something worthwhile. And it's one of the films we are getting an amazing amount of feedback and reaction to, and people haven't even seen it yet. So that one should be good.
So tell me about 72 Hours.
72 Hours, A Brooklyn Love Story is a film about this character named Caesar who is getting ready to go off to college, is apprehensive, he's a teenager, so he's going through all of these emotions about I'm leaving, I got a girlfriend, there's another girl I'm interested in, I got my crew, and it's sort of what I thought a really cool way, an insightful way of dealing with sort of teen angst. There are a lot of films that have dealt with teen angst. Not a lot of films deal with what I think young Black men go through, when it's time to leave the nest, right? And it's time to move on from maybe your neighborhood or your crew or even your girlfriend, and what that means. And what 72 Hours is about, I think, is really looking at this young brother who is trying to step into manhood and is not exactly sure how to do it.
You're also showing Love Jones in a special showing. That's an oldie but goodie.
20th year anniversary. So here's the thing, everybody around the country has been doing some sort of 20th, all the different film festivals, right, have been doing some sort of 20th anniversary, you know, celebration or whatnot, because it's a really, really important film. And it's one of those films that has aged really well. I mean, you can watch it today and it looks and feels like it did 20 years ago. I happen to think we're doing it bigger and better than everybody, though.
What about some of the other films? I know you're showing Purple Rain. We're going to see Prince. And you're showing Blood is at the Doorstep, which is about a local story.
Yeah, so Purple Rain is in the Sound Vision program. And Purple Rain, I mean, what can you say about Purple Rain, right? It's Prince, it's timely, and it's one of those films that I say Love Jones has aged well. Purple Rain is as classic as it gets, right? It's the music, it's Prince, it's just the time period. It feels like everybody grew up on Purple Rain or on Prince, right? So that's going to be special. Blood is at the Doorstep follows the Hamilton family, and it follows a lot of the activism around the killing or shooting of Dante Hamilton, and not only what his family did to bring attention to the incident, but also the way in which Milwaukee became sort of this center of this ongoing activism and this ongoing fight, I think, to bring attention to police-involved shootings of unarmed black men. So I've only seen the trailer. The trailer is amazing, and all the reviews I've heard about it are amazing. So I rarely get to see films outside of Black Lens. This is one of those I'm going to make time to see.
We'll continue our discussion with Geraud Blanks on the season premiere of Black Nouveau, A New Day and Time. We're going to be on Thursday, October 5th at 9 p.m. on Channel 10. We hope to see you then.